This little Ant-Man is the gift that just keeps on giving. Stay tuned.
T-Man 978 Show Review.
Hello everyone, T-Man 978. It's been a long time since I've done one of these, a Combiner Wars review. Anyway, right now I'm reviewing Transformers Generations Combiner Wars Voyager Class SkyLynx. Right here you see his image of Skyrain, who he becomes when he combines with Combiner Wars Deluxes. Notice that I'm being vague because he can combine with any Deluxe from Combiner Wars. Now to do something else I haven't done in a while. Read a bio. SkyLynx often talks about himself as one of the most accomplished Autobot warriors. Now that he has mastered the power of combination, he really has something to brag about. His new combined form, Skyrain, is a ferocious combiner beast. Just in case it may be helpful to someone, here's the barcode that you can scan in Target or wherever. And here's where somebody put a wad of gum on the bottom of the box because they just spit it out on the shelf, I guess. Bleh. I don't know if anybody cared, but I know the toys have been getting cheaper, but this inner packaging is flimsy as hell. I guess we're lucky we're getting it. Here is SkyLynx's collector's card. Nice picture, represents him. Nothing on the back is normal. First things first, here's SkyLynx out of packaging. Pardon my French. This thing feels like a piece of shit. It feels like a dollar store knockoff. So if this feels like a dollar store knockoff, and it definitely didn't cost $1, did you, SkyLynx? Do never buy a dollar store toy ever in life, because if this feels like that, those things must just feel like wax, and as soon as you touch them, they'll just crumble to dust in your hand. Whew. This thing has to weigh the same amount as this right here. I could be exaggerating, but these two toys have to be the same weight. Oh, enough of that. Hold on, let me pick up whatever I just dropped. Now that I have that out of my system, it's still a meh toy. So I bet you thought I was going to say something nice. But anyway, this is what he looks like. The feet are flimsy and made out of thin-ass plastic. When you put it down, they kind of bend up. If you put them ever so gently, it can sit up. But I'm pretty sure over time, and with a little bit of weight this thing has, it's going to wear it down and do that. Let's see. He has options and whatnot. Like the wings can be up like this. They can bend forward like that. They can come out like this. But look at this. Flimsy as hell. Or you could bring the wings down like this, revealing a bunch of hollow plastic. Doesn't that look lovely? The tail could be like this, and the instructions don't mention these blades that become his tail parts at all. They don't show this at all. You have to figure it out yourself. Anyway, you could put the tail like that. You could bend it like this, halfway revealing his combiner mode head, but you don't have to know what that is. Bring that down, or maybe you could just unattach that and give him a tail that looks like this. But now he has rocket thruster butt hanging off like that, so I don't know how appealing that is. So I'll just bend it like this. Maybe this is a little taste better. The back, I guess this is supposed to be there, filling the gap of the back out. But it doesn't, I don't think it's really in the instructions. And the instructions just, not to be just totally hating on this toy, the instructions suck. You're better off trying to figure this toy out by yourself instead of using the instructions. I want it to be good and use the instructions to make sure this is a perfect review. But the instructions just made things harder for me. One good thing going for him is he has a bunch of joints in his neck. Like he can look up like that. He can rotate his head. This little flap comes down to cover the hollowness back there. The head can bend down like this and whatnot. The mouth can open, revealing a passenger inside. Ant-Man. He's so small. There he is. You can also like ride inside his body if you want. So there's some play value right there if you have some small enough figures. And while I'm doing comparisons and whatnot, I guess the best comparisons to do are Legends class figures. Legends and Legions class figures. And I guess Cosmos would be good since he's a small little spacecraft. And Powerglide is probably a good comparison. I don't know, maybe he's a little bit too tall. But if you do deluxes, that's when you're really going to be out of scale. Because here's Prowl. Prowl turns into a police car. And this guy is supposed to be a gigantic space shuttle. So yeah, they shouldn't be anywhere this close to each other in scale. I guess if you want to be really adventurous with your play, you can make some other robot ride him like an animal that he is. In a cartoon, he had a sophisticated vocabulary and he was very intelligent, even though he changed into two beasts, basically. No, it doesn't separate. On the old toy and cartoon, the top part became like a pterodactyl, the lower part became a robotic lynx. The head was like right here. So it had a ton of play value. You had two separate transformers that combined to form one bigger beast, amalgamation of a beast. And the thing walked on top of that. So that was all cool. But anyway, articulation besides the neck and the wings that I showed you, these wings do not clip into place. They just hinge forward and lift up like that. The arms go up and back and forth like this, the forearms, and they come out like that. There's like a bicep swivel or whatever you want to call it, upper leg swivel, like an elbow joint, and a toe does this. It has no toe rotation, so this wide stance right here doesn't really look too well to me. The rear legs just go back and forward. They bend here at this weird joint because he has rear ant like that. I don't know what you call it. The bent animal leg thing going on. Swivels right here, and this toe right here just hinges right there. So I guess if you want, you could have him flying like this. Transformation. Put this back up like that. Detach these two weapons right there. Bring this piece up. Smash that into place. Have these wings up. Well, I'm going to bring those forward last because that's how the instructions do it. Have the feet up like this. Bring the legs straight out like this. And rotate them in like that. And oh yeah, visible animal face down here in his beast mode crotch. Lift this panel up. Bring this in like this and bring the beast foot in like that. Bring this down, bring this in. Put the beast foot like that and pull that down. Now we can rotate this back and pull this wing in. Rotate this back, pull the wing in. Adjust these to be angled like that. Shut the mouth. Push the head in like this. And rotate all this in like that. And now he's a space shuttle with a little cargo carrier right there. It looks nice. I love that gold-plated Autobots logo right there. That is awesome. Just like the G1 toy. It would have been awesome if this could detach, even if it didn't transform separately into two separate animals, but Hasbro is cheaper nowadays. These things do not stay in a place, like I said earlier, flimsy. But yeah, that is nice. This is actually accurate in what it's supposed to look like. It does a better job of being what it is than Silverbolt because it's supposed to have all this junk hanging out down there. Because this is supposed to be like a cargo type thing or whatever. But it's nice. If you open that mouth up, you can put Ant-Man in there and make him be a pilot again. So that's cool. These can attach right here. Or you can attach them on the side. Like that. Here's this comparison right here. Powerglide. Cosmos. Cosmos' little Minicon dude. And Swerve's little Minicon Target Master dude. So I guess he's supposed to be like a drone or whatever. Maybe that's too big. I don't know if Powerglide's too big, and then this thing would be too small unless this is some type of massive, gigantic space shuttle thing. And maybe he can dock inside of him or whatever. But whatever. Let's get to Sky Rain mode. His combiner mode. Take these things off. And I didn't show this off, but if you put these two pegs right here together, this thing can join to form, or at least I don't think I did, a double sword. I don't know how it's supposed to be held, so whatever. Anyway, you're supposed to detach this, swing this forward, and just basically bend this out like that. Bend that down. Open this up. Rotate these forearms out, which are going to become legs. Bring them down into this orientation to where the combiner ports are in the front. Grab the leg and this hinge right here. Put it out to the side like that. Now we rotate this down. They don't peg into anything, so, and I haven't done the combiner mode for this guy yet, so I'm kind of scared. I guess you will have to move this down, but the instructions do not tell you. There's a little tiny tab right there that looks like it goes into here, but it doesn't stay at all. Nothing is holding this into place at all. Move these out like this. Rotate this down. Make sure that's in that little groove. I guess you could put this like this. And rotate the head. Now it says to move these wings to the back like this. So here is Sky Rain's torso. I don't have the suggested Autobots that are supposed to go with this guy, but the suggested Autobots that are supposed to go with this guy is dumb anyway to me. His name is Sky Rain, and they suggested 4 Autobot cars instead of like flying vehicles. But let me combine them with some other vehicles, some other deluxe class figures, and play with it and then come back. Here's Sky Rain attached to the aerial bots. Okay, where to begin? Well, I like this color scheme because red and white of the aerial bots matches his color scheme better than those hodgepodge of Autobot cars that he's supposed to go with. But this thing right here, I guess that's supposed to be a tail for him in his robot mode or combined mode. And as you can see, he's leaning, which is awkward. But as soon as I connect it, look at that. That leg right there, arm, did not feel loose, but now with the weight of him right there, that is definitely loose. So that is not a good thing right there. He does have thigh swivel due to the joints he has in his SkyLynx mode. Outward motion. You can kick out to the side that much.
and that stays, but I could feel the ratchet is there, but this leg is way too heavy over here. That stays up better somehow. So I guess this is just the bum joint over there. It has no waist articulation. Here's a close-up on this face. That's his Lynx face that he normally would have if he could separate, but I like that they incorporated it into the combiner mode since they didn't make them two separate beasts. Problem, that mouth doesn't shut. He doesn't look up. I guess if you break the transformation, he can look up, but he doesn't look down or anything. It just rotates. As I feared, watch this. It's in, well, once again, over here, good. But on this side, that whole joint bends just like Optimus Prime, just like Motormaster. The wings in the back do not keep it in place at all. These wings, flimsy city, like I said. I don't know, you might as well just put them like that because they're just going to keep flopping all over the place. Oh, Lordy. I'm amazed that this moved without, maybe I'm like, you have to force it or something. Well, it is moving now, so. If you get Skyrain, more than likely that's what you're going to be dealing with. This weapon can fit into the combiner hand. Weakest weapon ever, because what is that? A tuning fork? I guess he hits it on something and then touches another combiner with it and make them vibrate to death. I don't know. But the look of it looks good. It would be better if maybe he had some other beast formers to merge with. Maybe they'll do that in the future, but I doubt it because Titan Returns is about to start and Combiner Wars is over. So, I guess they could do it a couple years from now or whenever they decide they want to, really. But do they want to remold or make new molds for new combiners? Or will they take these jets and put animal legs on them? Because Hasbro... Oh, God. Well, yeah, it's a thing. I can't really say that I like it. And with all the problems and stability, ugh. And of course, these combiner hands and feet suck, as always. And on the new Autobots that are supposed to go ahead, they have the same basic combiner parts, and you're going to be getting the same thing. So they're not very good for stability and poses and whatnot. And I could try to get him in a pose, but this hip is limp as hell. And there's no way I can get around that. So, SkyLynx, Skyrain. Not too happy about him. I mean, it is cool to own a SkyLynx. I never owned a SkyLynx. I probably would have made out better by buying a G1 version because it didn't seem too far off from this toy. That's what I'll give this thing. It does resemble the original G1 toy a lot. Very, very faithful. But it's 2016. It's over 30 years later. Or it's 30 years later in SkyLynx's case. You're supposed to be better than the original. But I can't really recommend this toy. Let me just put it out there like that. If you like this review, if it's helpful to you, give me a like, give me a thumbs up. If you think this will help other people, share it. If you like my style, period, subscribe so you can see more. T-Man978, out of here.